guys don't even understand how hard it is to intro a podcast. It
the
takes
hardest
us like
part.
5 takes at least each episode.
You
but
gaslight the hell out of yourself because you start talking and then you're like, it's not making sense. It's not making sense. It's a runaway train. Okay,
Yeah.
Gotta start again. That was horrible. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying again. I'm doing it again.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Welcome to
Big Time Stuff.
And that was take 94 of this intro.
The
No,
Shack.
we can't keep singing. We'll try it from the top one more time. So horrible again, you guys.
we're losing listeners
gonna be
by
the-
the beat.
This is gonna be the funniest intro. Welcome back, Big Time Steppers. Episode 3. We are currently getting ready to day drink on this fine Saturday in New York City. We went out last night, so we're fighting our hangovers a little bit with a bit of the hair of the dog and just chit-chatting with each other. And we thought, what better way to hype ourselves up for going out is to just sit and shoot the shit with each other, and then thus shoot the shit with you.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, this week, Valentine's Day. Lots of love in the air, lots of love going on. So we thought, why don't we do a little V-Day episode? We're going to talk about our Valentine's Day, do a fun little love question or drink type thing, and then, of course, our little Love Island recap.
Yeah. It's our love episode.
It's all about the love, baby.
It's all about the love. Love Shack.
Can you feel?
Love tonight.
No, because it's actually our 5th musical number that we've tried for the intro, believe it or
Comment
not.
below if you think we should just purely do karaoke the
Should this be a
entire
singing
hour.
pod?
Because it's like when there's space in the air, we're like, let's sing.
Let's fill it. I know what we can do.
We can't hear silence. Let's sing.
Because somehow, singing is less awkward. It's like I'm acknowledging that it's awkward,
Right.
but I'm leaning in
But I'm
all
leaning
the way.
in.
So much so that you're not going to be able to think about how obnoxious we are because we're going to drone it out with sound.
Yes. So sing along if you're at home. Anyway, how's everyone's V-Day?
Yeah.
Hannah, you're the only one with
Hannah's the
something
only
real
one
in your
with-
life.
Something real.
Something real in your life. If you want to
Love.
kick us off, and then Katie and I will pitifully try to follow.
Sure thing. So I was in Colorado with my boyfriend for Valentine's Day. V-Day. There's a lot of hype about
As
V-Day.
some might call it as well.
Some might call it.
V-Day. I don't know. Valentine's Day is not really my thing. We can get into our Valentine's Day hot takes, but I'm not really a Valentine's person. I love the color scheme. I
like the beat.
I like the pink. I like the red.
The swatch.
I like the Galentine's celebration
Yeah.
part of Valentine's Day, and I like that there's a moment to a reason to go out to dinner or a reason to do something nice for your friend or significant other or whatever. But
Or have shrimp smells.
yeah, okay, I'm talking too much. Let's dive into what we did. So,
One hell of a preface over there.
my poor boyfriend, he's just not good with dates. It happens. We're not gonna kick him when he's down, but he forgot when Valentine's Day was, and he made the reservation for the wrong date. So
Fair
he
enough.
didn't have a reservation when he thought he did. He felt really bad for it, which not a Valentine's Day person. So I'm like, no biggie. We can just pick up something or whatever. He comes home from work and tells me to not come out of his room, and he's done some elaborate thing.
situation.
A hostage situation.
Literally holding you hostage.
There I was, and
Blindfolded.
sauce.
there I
on my
was, barbecue sauce on my titties, and
That would have added some.
oh my gosh, messy. And he got dinner. He brought ingredients for dinner, and it was a shrimp pasta, which is
Yum.
I'm a shrimp connoisseur. I don't have any problem with that. But if you think about what is usually accompanied with Valentine's Day, shrimp and the smell of fish isn't quite set in the mood. You know what I
Right.
mean? So there we are. We cooked dinner. We're sitting on the couch. He starts playing some music. He's trying to be romantic,
Yeah.
trying to make up for the fact that he made the wrong date reservation. And he's like, let's do a little slow dancing. So I'm like, all right, whatever.
You're like, I'll lean in.
I'll lean in. Poor guy's down. I can throw him a bone. And it just reeks of shrimp. It's leaning in for the kiss.
No.
No. So much so that I said, you know what? Maybe we should brush our teeth, and like open a door, light a candle.
What kind of shrimp were these? From the Gulf?
Safeway. I don't know.
Golf.
From the
Like
Gulf.
potent little buggers.
I don't know. But anyway.
You know what, though? I love that you're so comfortable that you can be like, let's brush our teeth.
Let's just.
It
What
was
if
like,
we just?
you know
brush
what?
Here's
our
a crazy idea. Crack a window, air it out, brush the tizzies,
Your roommate got any candles?
and we'll reconvene.
Oh my
any
God.
Yankee Yankee candles? We can kind of
Any
any Yankee candles.
We got French vanilla blended with fried shrimp.
Oh my God.
Sights and sounds.
Yeah. So anyway, it was pretty anticlimactic, other than the fish.
Yeah.
So.
Fair enough.
Honestly,
Honestly,
note to all the singles out there in your future: maybe avoid fish at all costs if you're trying to
Get in the
get
mood.
in the mood. Oh, and then poor kid. He's not a wine drinker either. But when he said he was bringing pasta, I was like, well, all right. Then I kind of want some wine if we're gonna eat pasta. And he's like, okay, I'll go get some wine for you. Again, he's trying to make up for the fact that he made a boo boo. He comes back with barefoot wine. And I'm not saying I'm a wine snob, but like, he loved it. He drank. Did he really? He drank like 3/4 of the bottle.
Oh my God.
Then we watched. Yeah, we're watching Harry Potter like at night because leading up to that day we were spanking a movie every single night, so it was a full movie marathon. So I had no problem with spending my Valentine's Day watching the best part of the Deathly Hallows part. You know, the finale. So
yeah.
anyway, I was looking forward to it. That was a highlight. And I look over at the wine bottle.
Put
I
in
had
work.
one glass. It's empty.
Deleted it.
He's like, I like this wine. Oh my God.
Dang.
It was a barefoot dreams night.
Barefoot dreams. I was like obsessed with pink Moscato barefoot
No, it was
freshman
so
year.
good.
It was so good.
So good. And the thing is, like,
I
even-
felt fancy drinking it too. I was like, it's pink Moscato.
because, like, I think a lot of people in college, right, don't start drinking wine. So even if you're just drinking pink Moscato, which is actually vile at this stage in life, people still are like, wow, she's got a palate, that girl.
She's got a bell.
That girl's got a palate on her.
What was your guys' like?
Barefoot pink Moscato.
It's barefoot.
It's barefoot pink Moscato.
Be so fucking for real. What was your guys' like go to like freshman year, like drink?
Oh, God, whatever jungle juice they had at Phi-Sci.
Where's my?
Yeah.
Where's
Like,
this?
this.
That was mine.
Coors Banquet.
Fair
Well, I
enough.
think, like, Hannah and I were really scared to, like, find a way to
Have-
get alcohol and
Yeah.
have it in
Yeah.
the dorms. And so it was kind of, like, I don't even think that we ever really did pregame. It was just, like, a vibes thing.
If
Really?
we,
You know? Like,
if we had to get something, it was just
we had no money. I had,
we had
like, $3
we had
on my
no
debit
money,
card.
and so we weren't, and we're people pleasers. So we're not about to be like, oh, really? The plastic Plandel Burnett's. That's all you can
We're
do.
like, pass it here.
We were like, anything you got, anything. It can be half drunk. It can have chunks in. We don't care. Like, we'll
don't
gladly
care.
accept.
Gladly accept.
So yeah, we weren't picky. But I think once we were able to venture out, have a little bit more selection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one right there.
Of course. Love that.
What about you, miss?
Oof. I like loved Malibu freshman year, which is so disgusting. But also
It was honestly, like, tastes like candy.
it tastes like candy.
candy.
I loved it. But also I've been a Fireball girl through and through. We used to go down to Starbucks and I would get a drip coffee and then I'd put Fireball in it.
Ew, Katie, what the hell?
That's like
You're sick.
build your own Four Loko.
Literally.
That's foul. That's so foul.
Or I would like chase with coffee. Coffee is such a good
Ew.
chase for Fireball.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I could see that because it's kind of like a cinnamon
cuts
dolce
it.
latte.
Yes. It's like cinnamon and coffee. Like it cuts it well.
Did you have to use the bathroom after drinking that
Okay,
combo?
that's a
oh my
fair
gosh.
ass question.
It's true.
Holy cow.
Who could say?
But like, when
That's
you're
a Run's
built
recipe
different-
right there.
A Run's recipe.
Ew.
When you're
Recipe
18
for
though,
this.
your body is just built different.
It's,
like
yeah.
the thing you could put straight diesel down your throat and you'd be like, I can run a 5K tomorrow. I'm all
Literally.
good.
It happened to us.
Yeah.
We're not going to dive into the details, but Claire and I got sent home from an event, and the morning after, we're like hitting personal, what is it?
Personal
PRs?
orders?
PRs.
PRs. Setting
Hitting
PRs in the gym.
Oh God.
No, literally, we get
be me.
dropped off at our dorm in our dusty, musty, crusty Charlotte Russe bodycons
Baby prostitute. Look at my-
mascara just down our faces, and we're like, well, should we hit the gym? Like
for a
nothing
few
had ever
miles?
happened.
Yeah.
I miss having that type of stamina.
I know.
And that just like bounce back ability.
Yes.
I remember people looking at me and being like, there will be a turning point where it changes. And I was like, not
I.
Not I. I'm built different. Nope.
Nope.
Wake up, cocksuckers.
It's all over. No, one day you wake up and you're like,
Something don't feel right.
feel right anymore.
Yep.
Anyway.
Okay, yeah, rest of Valentine's
Rest
Day.
of V-Day. Well, Katie and I were together.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Galentine's.
Which also Claire and I were just laughing that Galentine's is literally just a bunch of single girls getting around eating snacks and drinking wine.
I love it.
I know it's not that we don't love it, but it's like I feel like you can appreciate it because you also have this other love in your life. But Katie and I are like, the fact that we're about to go walk across town and drink
On a
and
Tuesday.
eat snacks with other single women, like, oh, just dressing up to eat snacks with
Really?
singles and snacks.
Singles and snacking.
No, but I feel like usually Galentine's is before Valentine's, and
Yeah.
it's for everyone.
It is. I did
is
go.
for
It's for the
Everyone.
girls. It's for the gays. It's for anyone that's wanting to be a
It
little
is.
extra and consume some alcohol and treats.
It's true. And I went to like a true Galentine's while you guys left me. You guys were in Austin, and that was like fun.
Yeah.
But like on a Tuesday when you're just sitting around snacking and
And it ended
sipping.
up being so fun.
Oh yeah.
You know,
It's just funny the thought
it's
of
just
it.
hilarious that we all get together and we're like, oh,
But-
another year.
Another year.
Should we dive into our Valentine's like hot takes?
Wait. But
We did have
to-
a moment.
We did have a moment.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
On our
That's
way
okay.
to
Highlight
Valentine's Day. On our way to Valentine's Day, we stopped at Key Foods, which is just a grocery store by us. And I was like picking up some salad. Skinny. Claire was like, oh my gosh, I know this guy. Like, he definitely went to Cal Poly. And I didn't recognize him at all. And I was like, oh, what? And Claire's like, I don't want to say anything. You know
Yeah, you
within
know.
the first couple looks if you're going to dress it or not.
Totally. Like we were like doing the eyes back and forth, and I was like, "Here's your window, buddy." Like I'm not saying anything. I'm literally wearing my hair in a bun from hot yoga, and I have a heart headband bobber thing on. Like I look ridiculous, and I'm buying 5 cartons of bone broth. Like it's just a scene.
Which is a different whole
It's a vision of a
Claire's on
one-
her protein
man
shit.
on
My
a dream.
protein gains game. Okay,
So she's armfuls of just bone
broth.
broth.
just barreling through Key Foods. I'm like, oh, fucking A, I know this guy. Here we go. But then we dodge.
We dodge.
And I'm like, phew. We go to check out. It's a whole different story.
We're going to check out, and
fast.
all of a sudden we just hear Claire, and the guy like, you explain.
Well, we're just like, I turn around. I'm like, oh, okay, so it is happening. I'm like, oh my God, hi. I totally thought I recognized you. Remind me of your name again. Feel horrible because I have like a steel trap mind when it comes to people's names. And I feel like I remember everyone.
Not even just about people's names.
No, I'm
Claire remembers everything.
obscure details. Like it's
We'll
kind of
watch like
gross.
one movie, and then like 6 months later, she's quoting the most obscure line from that movie. Like, I don't understand how you do it, but yes, it was surprising that you didn't.
Which is like, that's why I'm
Remember.
like, it's extra bad. Obviously, he doesn't know that, but I'm like, oh,
Real ones
God,
know.
I have no idea what your name is. And he's like, oh, I shouldn't say that.
We'll bleep it out.
We'll beep it out. Sorry. The T mystery.
Ah.
And I'm like, oh, I think we had a class together, whatever. So we're just like chit chatting as one does, but also like simultaneously checking out. And
And the cash register lady was like living for it. Her and I were literally like looking at each other the entire time this interaction is going down. And she's like, oh my God, like their love story, like this is happening. I was like, and of all days.
on
You
V-Day.
like we're literally just like watching this whole thing go down, and then like Claire goes to like give him her number, and like me and the cash register lady are just like literally living for him. Like, oh my God, it's happening. She's like, this is so exciting.
Meet
It was
cute.
amazing.
It was kind of a meet cute.
Found love.
Found
at
love in
Key
a
Foods.
hopeless place.
Yeah.
Rihanna Queen. And then we're going on a date on Thursday.
Yeah.
So
Fun.
but like, yeah, it was like questionable if it's a date. It's still like
Yeah.
a little bit of a question, but I think more details are adding up that it's more date vibes. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll see.
You'll report back.
We'll report back. We'll report back.
But, and so that date's happening Thursday. Date, not date, who knows. But Wednesday,
Wednesday.
Claire and I are going on a double date, which for the first time, which we've been saying we want to do for literally since we've moved to New York.
Yeah.
So it'll be super fun.
We're just gonna troll two unfortunate souls.
2 and 4.
Have they texted you the itinerary yet?
Oh no, he told me that he's working on the itinerary, which
We love.
love the enthusiasm.
Right.
So-
But so now I'm like, if it's just a bar,
right.
the itinerary, I was thinking there's gonna be at least an activity involved.
I know.
I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe go bowling.
That could be fun. You hate bowling, but it's okay.
Bowling.
I hate bowling too, but I feel like that's a really good first date activity.
And like a double date too.
Yeah.
Because then you can get a little competitive.
Yeah, but I don't come off well when I'm competitive. I think that might turn him off.
beat these guys.
We have to beat these guys. Like, I'll shut down if I lose. Like,
Katie's in the corner giving herself a pep talk. She's like, "Come on,
Get your fucking
Lovelace,
head
get
in
your
I
head
will
in the game."
literally drag you in the bathroom and
slap me.
wake up.
Don't ruin this for us. Honestly, though, bowling I can tolerate more than, like, if it was mini golf.
I love mini golf.
Good night and goodbye would be horrible on that date.
It's a good thing you're in control of the plans, or else I'd be like, bowling, mini golf.
Yeah. Literally.
Oh, I just want to be a fly on the wall for this date.
I know. I wish they had like a friend, and you could just be like a platonic.
Yeah. I wish like there were
third.
2 chaperones and me and him could just
Chaperone.
oversee, make sure everything is playful but appropriate, and we're there
but
to just,
appropriate.
mingle as well as coordinate next steps.
Coordinate next steps.
We love that. We'll have our people call your people.
Exactly.
You're like our rep.
Yep.
Yeah.
reps.
You're a manager.
Oh my god, I love that. Well, there's no way you couldn't just be like a secret little fly on the wall.
Yeah, they literally would never know.
You guys have like a bar crawl activity, and I'm just like
So
slowly
crazy that
showing up.
blonde girl's been in every bar.
She looks so familiar.
She's the most beautiful girl in the bar. I think I'm gonna go talk to her. That's what would happen. That's what
No,
would
that's
happen
what
if
would
you were there.
happen. They
I'd
would
be like,
spot
where are you
Hannah
looking?
across.
Huh?
And
Something
I'm like,
behind me.
I'm across the bar like,
Get you a fake mustache.
oh, cute.
So yeah, so we'll keep it posted. Big time love in the air. Love
Yeah.
in the air. We haven't been on a date in a hot minute.
Minute.
And it's just crazy. And then it all just kind of happins at once.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way the cookie crumbles.
You know what everyone hates to hear. It's
Oh,
all when you're not looking.
Happens when you least expect it.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, whatever.
I could do a dissertation on that, but I won't.
Oh my god.
Steve is helping me control my urges.
Right,
It's so true.
Yeah, anything you want to share?
Have you actually started reading it?
Oh, yeah, I've read a couple chapters and a couple chapters down.
Any,
It actually, like,
any
some
insights?
of it makes sense, I'll be honest. I didn't want to give it to him, but I don't think he's wrong. I don't think he's wrong. Do you want me to share? Or
Yeah.
Oh,
Share
share
with
with
the
class.
listeners.
Sure. Okay. Well, since you asked, there are a couple main things I would say that are really true. I was telling Hannah about this. It was like the ways that you know that, like, you know when people say, like, blanket statement, like, if someone likes you, you're not going to be confused about the way they feel for you. Like, if you're confused, they don't like you. And if they like you, you know. So Steve kind of touches on that a little bit.
Does he know?
And it's kind of like, if a guy feels that way about you, they will, like, be pretty protective over you in terms of, like, physical security, but also, like, your reputation and your name. Like, they will not stand for slander against their lady.
Woo.
Which I feel like is a good one. They also, like, want to provide for you. It's not like a I'm gonna pay all your bills type thing,
Right.
but, like, they want to treat you, and, like,
Yeah.
they see it as, like, an investment type thing. And then the last one is, like, you'll know what you are to them. Like, if you get invited, let's say, to a wedding, and they're like, oh, this is Katie, versus, like, this is my girlfriend Katie, or, like, you know, obviously girlfriend is different, but if, like,
My date.
this is my date Katie, or, like, the way that they talk about you in front of you to other people
Yeah.
is also huge. So, like, whenever you find yourself in that situation, like, pay close attention to, like, the verbiage they're using to describe, like, what you are to them. But it's hard because it's, like, all the other things, right? Like, you can easily write off as, like, oh, well, like, that makes sense. We've only gone on a couple dates. He would just say, my name's Katie. But it's, like, if they are feeling that type of way, you're going to get something more. And then you think back about, like, situations that you've been in, and you're like, okay, that situation, I feel like this person was so into me, and they did do X, Y, Z things. Or, like, this person maybe only checked one of those boxes, and then it all kind of, like, starts clicking retrospectively. So,
Steve, who knew?
all right, so who knew?
God, I think
Who knew?
I think our next episode should just be a book club on you sharing your insights.
Act like a lady.
Think like a man.
Maybe our first guest will be Steve Harvey, and we can come here.
get.
We can punch a few holes in his book, and we can see how he responds, see how he shakes under pressure, and maybe we'll get a little bit more insight for our listeners.
There we go.
Could you imagine Steve up in this room?
At the
He'd
Love
be
Shack.
like, ladies, now.
Steve, welcome to the gala. So, in
I can scoot
chapter
over,
3,
you can
you
sit right
reference. Here, Steve.
I'm literally going to, like, flip through. I'm like, so in chapter 27, section 3.2, you said here, quote.
And what did you mean?
What did
Can you expand on that?
Steve?
That's so funny.
Yeah, so that's just a little love advice from someone horribly unqualified. Me digesting someone who's also horribly unqualified, Steve. It's the blind leading the blind out here.
Ugh, isn't that the truth?
Isn't that the truth?
My God.
But now that we've kind of covered our V-Day.
Crazy V-Days over here.
V-Days.
Riveting.
Romantic. Shrimp and love it, key foods and snacks with the girlies.
Love it.
Love it.
Should we get into a little bit of, I don't even know, answer or drink?
Drink or question?
Drink
Drink or
question?
answer? However you want to
Questions
slice it.
on love. Drink or answer.
However it's phrased, we need to start pounding some Kloskis.
Okay, everyone get your
Pounding.
drinks together. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, feel free to drink with us.
Drink
Even if it's the
along
middle of
now.
the workday. Get crazy.
Use it for your water. Stay hydrated.
Alrighty. So, prior to this, I looked up some horrible questions on the internet to prompt us.
That's a scary place to go. Horrible
Yeah.
questions on the internet.
We'll see where it takes us. This is going to go
Let's
one
do
of
it.
two ways. I think this one's a really strong one to start us off.
Okay.
Ladies, what's the worst date you've ever been on? And please don't withhold any details.
Jesus,
I feel like I know Claire's got one locked.
Claire's got one
I've
locked
got like,
down.
I've got a couple. So it's like,
Hit us.
what to pick.
You have to pick Wild Rivers. It's...
Knott's Berry Farm?
Oh, yes. Sorry.
It was Wild Rivers this time I had to go down topless, and that was a whole nother thing.
Oh my God.
Seriously. Should I tell it really quick?
Yeah, so, real quick.
Okay. So, I'm from Orange County. Wild Rivers is a really big water park there, and so I had season passes.
Used to be. I don't think they have it anymore, right?
They brought it back.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Hot off the press. It's brand new. So my dad used to take me and my friend Nora from church to Wild Rivers all the time, but he always wanted me to wear a rash guard because he was big on sun protection. My mom was out of town, and so I'm asking my dad, like, do I need to wear a bikini top under my rash guard? Meanwhile,
You didn't know?
I don't know. I was just like, huh? I'm like 8 or 9 years old, so I'm
Right.
like prime mosquito bite boobs coming in. Like
Right.
it really
And
could
you're just
go
like this
either
young,
way.
pubescent girl asking this 40-year-old man.
Literally, I'm asking my 40-year-old dad with my mosquito bite yitties coming in. I'm like, Dad, I have to wear this
What should I wear?
tankini top under? He's like, no, just wear a rash guard. Like, why overcomplicate it? I'm like, sick. All right,
The fact that it's called a rash guard. Also.
a rash guard. I know.
I mean, it prevents rashes.
It does on the boogie boards. That shit's real. Anyway, so we wait forever for the Cobra ride, only to get to the top and have them tell me that I'm not allowed to wear a rash guard on the ride or I'll get stuck. So,
Oh, could you imagine?
no, I couldn't imagine.
Rash guard just getting
Just and having to wiggle down, and they're waiting forever to wave the flag that the person came out.
God.
Like, no.
Talk about a rash.
Equitably traumatizing. So my dad's like, well, just take it off. I was like, but Dad, I don't have anything under a rash guard. He's like, well, just cross your arms. Like, no big deal.
Such a dad thing.
Such a dad thing. So there I go, topless, down the Cobra, with my arms crossed, my little mosquito bite yitties with my rash guard in tow in my hand.
Which is also such a hard thing to ask of like a middle schooler to like not be like, woo! Like on the
Literally.
ride, you're just like,
No, but also how humiliating.
oh,
I have these little baby mosquito bite boobies going
Did
down.
you enjoy the ride?
I think it was hard to fully lean in. And then, granted, trying to put on a wet rash guard back on.
oh God.
Yeah. So,
Imagine if you had lost the rash guard going down.
like, we're going home.
Oh no.
Yeah. Classic dad.
I've
situation.
listened to that story 18 times. It gets me every time.
So funny.
Moral of the story, always wear a top under your rash guard, no matter what the circumstances are.
Also, quick thing. You call them tankinis?
Yeah. What do you call them?
Tankinis. What do you
Oh.
call it?
Like the tank version of a bikini.
Tankini.
Tankini.
Honestly, that word is so fucking triggering to me. I literally can't even hear it. I just.
Okay. But hear me out. Stay with me on this. You don't say bikini. So you want to say tankini. You know, it's a bikini or it's a tankini.
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 I'm so ingrained to hear tankini.
I mean, it makes sense 'cause it's like a tank top
Yeah.
bathing suit.
It's like a tankini.
Can anyone settle this on the line?
No, someone said this. That's why I brought it up. Because we realized that we said it differently a few days ago, and it's been eating at me ever since.
Eating at me. Anyway.
Okay. Where's first date?
No, somebody else got to go. I've been talking way too much.
No, please. Oh, unless Katie, do you have one?
Yeah, come on.
I'm the least dated person on this planet.
Everybody's got a bad day. Everybody's got a bad day.
I really don't even have like I wish I had, and you would think I'd have.
You wish you had a really bad
I just wish I had a crazy story. Lord knows I love to talk, but I don't really have that like crazy of a story.
Okay, so mine happened sometime in college. I think we were about juniors. I met this guy at my 21st bar crawl. We had kind of hit it off on my bar crawl, so I was like half interested, but he also didn't go to our school. He's from a different area. Like our paths weren't crossing, so I wasn't really like holding out hope. But there I was, unlucky in love, and I get a text like right before we go home from break from him saying, "Would you want to come to my pizza party?" Like,
not a pizza party.
Pizza party. I guess this is a big deal. He hosts a pizza party every year. And I'm like, all right.
Coveted invite.
I was like, all right, I'm feeling flattered. But I'm just going to like go up, show up, be a part of the 40 plus people that are regulars there and like speak 2 minutes to this guy. So I was like, I'll go if we can go on a date beforehand or like meet beforehand. Like I want to get to know you and actually see if like I want to hang out with you and your like 30 closest friends. Like, good Lord. So we essentially decide because of schedules that we're just going to hang out the entire day before the pizza party. Like not a different day, just essentially spend 24 hours with essentially a complete stranger. No.
Brief interlude.
Anyway.
Not us looking at each other in cahoots.
No, and because you had to use both hands, the mics, it looked like you were purposely trying to like record the sound.
I kind of was. Sorry.
Like, yeah, that was cool. Anyway, so I drive up from Orange County to LA. I get there, and the first thing I see is him and his dad in his like Tesla. I don't even remember. It was a really, really nice car. And he's trying to like teach him how to use it. So like,
oh God,
already icky. And then also I show up and I've met this guy only one other time. And now I'm being introduced to his father. Then we drive all over Los Angeles until he takes me to a grocery store where we walk around, have painfully awkward conversation.
No.
And then he runs into an old classmate and Steve Harvey speaks the truth. He did not invite me, like, or he did not introduce me as like anything. Like he hardly introduced me to the friend at all. Like it was a last minute thing. So I'm already feeling like, what am I doing here? Like this is so awkward. The day goes by, like it gets a little bit better. But I'm still, like, not really feeling it. Like, it's awkward. And I have, like, 8 more hours to spend with this dude.
Were you able to drink during it?
No.
Oh. Okay. Sorry.
I don't think we even, like, sat at, like, a restaurant or anything. Like, it was just awkward.
Okay.
So, anyway, day goes on. Pizza party comes up. And obviously, I'm there for, like, the pre-party moment. So, in comes his mom, like, preparing the pizzas. None of his family introduces themselves to me. None of his family acknowledges my presence. So I'm literally just kind of like there, like, hi, like I'm so in your way. And I was like, can I help prepare anything? And like, no one's asking me anything about me. And I'm just like,
so awkward.
Oh my gosh, like I want to leave so badly. And then his friends arrive, things got better. Our mutual friend gets there and I'm latching onto them like a leech because everyone there is also not introducing themselves to me. I'm trying to speak to them and it's like awkward because they're like, who the hell are you? It's only friends from high school. And I'm like, well, I'm a date to this weird party and I've been here all day and I want to leave ASAP. And his girlfriends continue to tell me about all of his like cringy moments from high school.
No.
So not only am I like, I don't really think there's a vibe, but also I'm just like continuously, I'm actively getting the ick. Then it comes time to leave and he tries to make out with me. And I'm like, all right, well.
I drove all the way here.
I drove an hour. I mean, we'll have a little kiss and then we'll leave. He interrupts us kissing to tell me that I have acne on my face.
Wait, I didn't know this.
Yes.
He's so fucking for real.
I was too stunned to speak. I was like,
what did he say? Like, what did he say?
It was kind of like, oh, you have a pimple on your face. I'm like,
Ew.
And you're creepy. Like, I don't know. Like,
Whack.
privileged Christian white dude. Like, there's nothing interesting about you, and you're also really icky. So, and I have a pimple. All right, now that we got that out in the air, like, so I was like, I just gotta get out of here. Like, I've been nice. I've been a good date. I need to leave. I go home. Fast forward.
This is when it gets crazy.
Fast forward a few days, maybe a week, and we've been texting back and forth. And like I said, at this point, I was so bored. I didn't have any other prospects.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I didn't really like him, but at the same time, I was entertaining it because I'm like, why not? What's it got to, like, what do you got to lose? He then proceeds to text me this entire rant about what he perceived I believed in based off of my family's religion. And how I was going to hell because we're not from the same church and all this other stuff. And I pop off at him, not even just like defending my family and like the religion I grew up in, but just being like, you can't say this shit.
Yeah.
And it's just wrong. Like you're spewing so many like factual errors at me. I have to correct you.
Ew.
Somehow, I don't know why, I kind of forgive him for the incident. And then another week goes by. He said he would maybe come out and visit me and our friends in common or whatever, mutual friends. And he tells me he's no longer coming because I'm not a Christian. So I share.
She's not a Christian.
She's not a Christian. So I share the text with Claire. Obviously, she knows everything that's happened up to this point.
We're in our shared room together.
Yeah, our share twin beds. And Claire takes the text and nails into him. Just every
See ya.
Anything you
Claire
can pull out.
annihilating a man's ego.
Yeah, I know.
Shocker.
I didn't have the balls to it. Claire did. Anyway,
No, it's a sport.
I blocked him. I blocked him
captain.
after because I'm like, I don't want to continue to have this chain of communication. You're so rude. And then our friend that introduced us comes up to me at a party like a week later, and he's like, "Respect."
Like he saw the text and was like, honestly,
Kind of deserved it.
yeah.
So like, also not that funny, but also crazy. Claire's is a lot more funny. Bring us home, Claire.
Oh God. Okay. I guess it kind of fits because this actually did happen over like Valentine's Day weekend. But to like preface, I was like had no dating prospects junior year of high school, and all my friends were like in relationships, whatever. And so I find myself in a very similar situation now. My mom is like, "I'm gonna set you up. There's some ladies from Bunko with eligible sons," and this should have been red flag number 1. Don't let the ladies from Bunko set you up. Nevertheless, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
There's one mom that has 2 sons, and I thought one of the sons was cute, and then it kind of got lost in translation about which son I was interested in.
Oh no.
And so she sets me up with the other son. Whatever. You know, we look similar enough. They're brothers. We'll roll with it. So we go on our first date at the Irvine Spectrum, and we go to Pyology. Okay.
Is that a mall?
Yeah, it's like a shopping center, outdoor shopping center, and Pyology is like kind of like a Blaze Pizza. You can like make your own pizza.
The Irvine Spectrum is one hell of an establishment.
One hell of a place.
If there's like Irvine's Diamond, like it's
the crown jewel.
the crown jewelry.
Jewelry. Grand jewelry, Irvine Spectrum.
It's great. Anyway, sorry.
Tell that one to the Irvine Company. They would love that. Anyway.
This is brought to you by
That's another big fish. We don't need to go after their crooks. Anyway. They are. So we go to the Irvine Spectrum. We get Pyology. He doesn't pay for my pizza. And I'm like, bad vibes. Then he wants to go on the Ferris wheel. We go on the Ferris wheel. And while we're on the Ferris wheel and we're chatting, he asks if he can nibble my ear.
Nibble.
And I said yes.
And so
naturally, I was like, because we were kind of like, you know, smooching a little, and he's like, I think he was trying to be gentlemanly about it. I was like, may I nibble your ear?
No.
And I was
May I
like,
take a bite?
I mean, I don't really know where I can say no, because we are stuck on the Ferris wheel.
Nibble.
So I'm like, sure, okay. So he proceeds to nibble on said ear, and I'm like sitting there like, Jesus help me. And then he makes a comment about like kind of like splooging his pants.
No,
I guess you could say. And there's like a wet
In that
spot
moment?
on his short.
No.
one
Post nibble.
post nibble.
Oh.
Post nibble. And I was like, I'm gonna hoo-ha. Like, I was convinced it happened. He kind of made a comment that, like, it happened. But I was like, I'm just gonna really not ask a lot of questions
That
about
is
this.
so terrifying.
So then the next week, he asked me to his winter formal. And I agree to go.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Why not?
I don't know. Well, I do it for the plot.
Going to dates
I
was,
guess.
or going to dances was so fun.
It was, and it was kind of like, oh, clout. You get asked to another school's
Exactly.
dance, you know. So I
Yeah.
was like, all right, whatever, I'll
Gotta
go.
go.
So it was at Knott's Berry Farm, and we didn't go with like a group. Like I just kind of assumed he'd be in like a party bus group, and I'd be meeting all these people. But it was just me and him and his friend and his date. So the four of us go to like Ruby's for dinner, and then we're in his like friend's little swanky sports car driving all the way to Knott's Berry Farm, and there's just so many things that start going wrong. Like he hands me,
What year is this?
this is junior year,
Junior year. Okay.
hands me like a loose chiclet of gum,
Chiclet.
like it's just like the hard shell gums that you can pop out,
Yeah.
and I'm already like, fuck me, like I'm so not into this. This is gonna
Purse
be
gum?
a
You're
long
talking
ass
purse
night, like
gum?
purse gum, pretty much. And I was like,
Nice.
oh, did you find that on the seat?
Literally.
I literally thought it was a joke, like the way he
Probably
was like,
splooged all over it the night before
Probably.
thinking about you.
oh god. And I was like, oh, find that on the seat? And he was like, it's from my pocket, my clean pocket. And I was like, oh, I'm good actually. I have gum. And so then we go to Knott's Berry Farm, but when they rent it out for a formal, they don't open all the rides. So there's only like a select few. Mm-hmm. He persistently wants to go on the log ride because he wants to envelop me in his body. And just to paint a picture, this man is like 6'4", probably 300 pounds, and he's the number 4 shot putter in the state.
Holy shit.
So he's
I need a big boy.
massive.
And he wanted to pony
Saddled
on
up. We went on Silver
Adore him.
Bullet, and he had to get like a special seat extender because he didn't fit into it because he's that just like roided up. Like it was
Holy
a
shit.
lot.
Wow.
So we go on the log ride, of course, and I am shimmying up using every inch of core strength I have to just slide up as the log ride just going tick, 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 like up, like working against gravity. This man is climbing the rails, like literally climbing the rails. And then of course it goes down, and what goes up must come down, and I just give way and like launch into his arms, and he just
Eats it
envelops
all
me.
up.
No.
And he's like, and I'm like,
got
he's
her.
trying to like kiss my ear and my
He's
cheek.
trying to nibble
He's
on that
literally
ear.
trying to nibble, and I'm like, oh my god. And then we get off, and he's like, want to go again? I'm like, no, I don't, because it's 50 degrees in January, and I'm actually not trying to go on the water ride again where you can grope me in the dark next to weird animatronics. No, thank you. The rest of the night, it's just consistently, may I have a kiss? I'm like,
May I have
may
a
I have a kiss?
And for the little miss?
I was like, okay. And then he was trying to hold my hand, and I wouldn't apparently clasp my fingers down all the way. And he's like, it's just you're not really holding it all the way, because when you hold hands, like, also the most condescending thing ever.
Right.
When you hold hands, your fingers go like this. They're not like this. And I'm like, thank you for the feedback.
Get a hint.
I'll try harder, I guess. Then we go on Accelerator, which is like this crazy, huge roller coaster. His friends are sitting behind us. It's literally like a 20-second ordeal. Mm-hmm. We pull into the station, and his friends are like, so crazy. Did you guys see that dude's phone just like flew up into the air? And
Oh no.
he's like, uh-oh. I think that's my phone.
No.
And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. But I also was like, that means you can't text me for like 2 days. And that's
money.
so good. That's so good. He wants to search for his phone. So now we're looking through
After
bushes.
it's been launched into space and come down.
I literally said to him, your phone's in orbit. I hate to break to you, but your phone's in orbit. Okay? We're not going to find... really know what you think we're doing here.
You find it. What do you think you're finding?
Shattered remnants of what used to be, sir. Then he wants to go on Supreme Scream, which is like one of those classic, like, up and you drop 20 stories, right? I don't really like those that much, but whatever. Here we are, appeasing the male species again.
Yeah.
We're all the way up there, and right as we're about to drop, he's like, will you be my Valentine?
No. Oh
And I'm
my
like,
God.
well, what other fucking choice do I have? So I was like, sure. As we're dropping, proceeds to yell to all of Knott's Berry Farm, I have a Valentine.
Oh.
Like
Shudders.
stress is going through my body.
Oh my god, the cortisol levels.
Literally, I'm just trying to fight him off at every possible turn, mitigate kisses. Ew. Then we go to
Have a
the
kiss?
ice cream party, and I have an ice cream sandwich. I bite into it. I just got my braces off. My teeth are like mad cold sensitive. I got chocolate all over my mouth. I don't give a fuck at this point what I look like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He licks his finger and just wipes it all off my face. I'm like, I'm ready to go home. Ready to go home. Never been more uncomfortable in my life. And then basically I kind of just like ghosted him after that. And then he was like, oh, I guess I'm out of sight, out of mind, huh? And then I ripped him a new one.
Yeah. The Claire special.
The Claire
Right.
special. Signed, sealed, delivered. Never saw him again and made Bunko a little bit awkward for my mother, but you can't win them all. You can't win them all.
Yeah. A few lessons learned there.
That was my incredibly long-winded story. I'm sorry, but oof.
No,
it's
that was
just-
hilarious.
All right. Well, on to the next question. All right. Little risque. We can cut. What sex-related word are you not sure how to pronounce?
Do you have one?
I don't know. It's not a pronounce, but I don't know how to spell the word queef.
That's definitely staying.
Not that I need to.
It's the
Not that
pronunciation
I've
I
been
got.
struggling with it or anything, but I couldn't tell you.
Okay, why don't you take a stab at spelling it?
KWE.
No, seriously, what?
Stop. Maybe that's why I've done it. Q U double E F.
That's
That's
I don't
it.
know.
Should I
think
see?
that's-
Is that
that's
it?
how I would spell it.
I feel like there's an
Should I
I
see?
in there.
Oh, I could see an I being important. Queef.
I remember I knew in middle school that one of them, whore or hoe, had a W in it, and I remember I got called into the principal's office to like testify against some guy calling another girl a hoe.
Testify.
And I was like, she was like, what did he call her? And I was like, I don't understand the word. She's like, can you spell it? And I was like, WHOE. Whoa. Whoa.
Okay.
She's
so
a big old whoa.
it is spelled that way, but when I searched queef, what came up is vaginal flatulence.
It
How
is.
fucking foul is that
That's
term?
so
It
foul.
is. Breaking wind.
Ew. I don't want to ever heard those two words put together ever again in my life.
Yeah, I don't really know that there is one. Do you have one?
Well, I just think the most difficult ones, I think I can pronounce them, but I also couldn't spell them. Cunnilingus and fellatio.
What the fuck is cunnilingus?
It's kind of what it sounds like. You know?
You're gonna have to go to another podcast to
Moving
find out.
next.
more.
Yeah,
Lovely.
this is not Call Her Daddy.
Next.
What's your most complimented anatomical feature as described by your lovers?
Oh, all of them? Let's see.
Do you have one? She pleads the fifth, folks. You know what? In solidarity. Basically, we don't get complimented anatomically.
That be a mystery. Okay, here's our last question.
Okay.
What universe would you yourself want to find love? So this is not a pre-fiction relationship. Like you're entering this universe as you, and you're finding your soulmate in this universe. What's that universe?
The first one that comes to mind is Bridgerton.
Oh, that's such a good one.
Because I think like the operative part of this is you saying like which one would you want to like find true love in, and like in that time so many people just
married off.
married off. And so to like genuinely find someone that you are stars aligned, head over heels for in a Bridgerton era, and then get to live in one of those like crazy huge manors and
Castles,
have all
yeah.
the kids with and
Yep.
throw all the parties and all of that, like that
Live
would
in the
be-
beautiful like UK countryside.
that's what I mean. And like have those bougie estates, but like you're actually in love and everyone else is just kind of like married to be married. Like you would just be like, I've struggled.
Yeah.
That's so
That would have
the
never
answer.
crossed my mind.
Oh, that's probably what I would answer. That's a good one.
Just seems fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like being the diamond of the season and like all the dresses and
The
like
parties.
wondering if you're gonna see them at the balls and stuff and like
Yeah.
dancing together and everyone knows you just like have that chemistry and like,
Yeah, that's a good one.
you know?
But I want to live in the like Bridgerton version of that time period.
Yeah, not the actual.
Not the actual of it all.
I think I would like to find love at Hogwarts.
That would be iconic as
That
well.
would be iconic.
Like, we're in separate houses.
Oh, tea.
It's a little bit like star-crossed lovers situation.
Mm-hmm.
Our first date is flying broomsticks, like drinking butterbeer, whatever that's called.
Mm-hmm.
We get to like, you know, do spells together. I don't know. That just seems really fun.
It's a true power couple,
Yeah.
you know?
Think about all the traveling we could do.
Oh my God.
But it's not like the most romantic setting. But like, I think it would.
it's kind of
It
romantic.
would be a really fun. And then think about it. Like you're battling dark forces with the love of your life.
One of you might die. Like, that always adds just a deep twist to the romantic interest.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
On to our next segment.
Yep. Love Island.
Well, so, okay.
Well, okay. Well, just for spoiler purposes.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler purposes.
We're going to be covering roughly episode, we did 1 through 4 last time. So like 5 through like 18-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a couple like looming questions. One possibly would be, this is maybe a hot take for me.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think Will and Jesse are real?
I just, while we were getting ready for this, I was watching episode like 17 or something when they have their date. And I just like can't tell. It's with all of the dating shows. Like, it's so hard to know if like they're just cutting them saying these like boring ass blanket statements of, you're just so great and I've never met anyone like you. And it's like, you guys aren't talking about anything of fucking substance at all. I cannot tell if you guys actually know each other or like each other. But you're just saying these like, you're amazing. Oh my gosh, I've never felt this way. So it's like always hard to like dissect if like, okay, is this real or are they just doing this with cameras? But I hope they're real because I really, really like Will. But I don't know. She kind of throws me off a little bit. But what are your guys' thoughts?
I'm earlier. I haven't seen their date yet.
Yeah.
So I've watched to the point where they've just coupled up, and I'm a stan. I really like them. I hope it's true. I mean, do we actually think that it's gonna work out? This like UK, Australia, long like LDR? No. But in terms of the villa, I think they got a pure connection, and I love them both. I think that she's, at least from what I've seen so far, I feel like she tries to make friends with all the girls. She's not taking sides. She's very friendly. She gives a lot of people the benefit of the doubt. That's pretty much like Will. They're just like, they're both happy-go-lucky people. And I really like them. I hope it's true.
And I feel like his head at least hasn't turned yet when all of these guys' heads are turning for Sammy.
Swiveling.
And / if it does, I feel like he'd do it in a respectful way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with what you said 100%. I think this like Love Island's biggest downfall is like when you compare it with the filming of The Bachelor, because there's so much content focused on like a one-to-one date, you actually get to see what they're talking about, and you can see where they have similarities, what similar experiences they've shared, like kind of like more of their stance on life. I feel like Love Island, I feel like it never really clicked for me before, but this season especially, I'm like, none of these conversations that we're overseeing couples have are of any substance. And there's got to be those conversations, or
We
else
don't even know who they are.
right. I'm like, I feel like we don't know anything about them other than if they're like funny, if they're sensitive, if they're fiery. Like that's kind of all you get. And so I'm like, it's kind of hard to get behind some of these couples,
Right.
when you're like, what the hell are y'all talking about?
If it's not just a reaction to drama in the house or
Right.
like
Exactly.
saying statements about how you feel about whoever you're coupled up with.
Exactly. But I don't know if I trust Jessie.
Really?
I'll be honest. I don't think that she would be like invested enough to be like a full-on game player. But I think she sort of came in and was like, Will's available.
Yeah.
Will is funny. Will's going to be a favorite. Will's going to pretty much go the distance, might even go all the way, possible winner option. And I think she kind of hitched her wagon to him. I think she still likes him and enjoys him, and like definitely there's a connection there. But I think it kind of like pushed her. Like he's a
Interesting.
favorite. type
And
thing.
reverse of that, Will was kind of on the chopping block, didn't have any
Yes.
sort of relationships. Do you think he's similarly thinking that way too? Of like, I've found someone who I can be in a couple with for a while, this is good.
He
I can
gives me
say.
hopeless romantic vibes. He gives me puppy dog. I just want to be loved and want to love someone.
Yeah.
He doesn't give me strategic, like, I'm just trying to, like,
Yeah.
get my teeth in the game. But I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of both. Like, I think he's so genuine, but I also think at the same time, you watch enough Love Island and you put together that you're like, you don't want to be that guy that's like entertaining every single bird that comes in the villa. Like, people
Tom.
like when people
Ron.
like people like when you know who you're after.
Yeah.
And like, obviously they want to see like that arc of some Casa Amor biddy coming in and stirring the pot and you finding your way back to each other. Sure. But I think they're both really playing it safe.
Yeah, I feel like Casa Amor will be pretty telling for them then. But I
Ron's
don't know.
gonna be
I
a
still like
fucking
them.
snake in Casa Amor. I just know it. I want to like him
Me
so
too.
much, but he's just like the absolute epitome of a guy who overpromises, underdelivers. He wants so badly to give Lana all the like reassurance in the world, but he, for the life of him, cannot back it up with actions, and it's actually so frustrating to watch. And I know for her it's so frustrating to experience because he's making her double down and feel even worse about the whole situation, where it's like, I feel like she's so level-headed and like reasonable enough that she could be like, it's Love Island, yes, like you, and she said this, like, I understand, like, we have to get to know other people, but it's the fact that he keeps singling it out of like, you're my number one girl, you're my main priority, like, I'm gonna cut it off with everyone else, I'm only focused on you, and then that makes her look crazy, or not crazy. It makes her look bad that she's like putting up with this behavior, because then he'll turn back around at the side of a new bombshell and completely be like, oh, but she's exactly my type, so I have to see it through.
I have to entertain it. It's Love Island.
And hearing them talk about him saying like, she's exactly my type, like, it just was so like, I don't know, she was like, it makes me feel like you don't even fancy me.
Yes.
Just like, ugh.
I know.
I'm not liking Ron right now, but I really like them together. I'm just not liking him right now.
I really want to see her, like,
I need
big
someone to
ball
come in.
put him in his place.
For,
like,
yeah. I don't think though anyone there is enough for her, like that,
know,
to like for
the
her to
problem.
entertain him. Like, I need a new bombshell to come in so she can put him in his place, as far as like, you've done this every other opportunity.
I think she's in a position where an ultimatum wouldn't be crazy. Like,
Yeah.
on Love Island, it's hard to jump to that, but I think for her and the situation that she's been in, where he's continuously fed her shit and then turned around and done a different thing, but like is still continuing to do that, like, this is your last opportunity. It's either Sammy and you go, or you come back to me, but after that, like,
We're done.
If someone else comes in, you're not getting to know them, and you shouldn't want to at that point,
Right.
you know?
Well, because at that point, it's like, cut her loose, because clearly your head's turning every time someone says they're interested in you. The more we talk about it, I see a lot of similarities between their relationship in Georgia and what was her dude's name before Casamore? Josh. Where Josh is like season 4, where like Josh was all a bit of Georgia, and then he met someone that was like truly what he was looking for, and that was like the nail in coffin for him. Like, I can see that happening with them.
I could see that happening too. He just, like, he loves to have an option, and I think he loves the ego stroke of someone else being into him. Like, he can't give it up.
Right.
But I think it's so interesting that Zara took him on a date, and there's been no real interaction with them since.
Yeah, there was no follow-up, really.
But
I
he
think
was
he's
like,
flamed out with a bunch of people.
yeah, maybe.
I'm like, had those girls all been more interested, I'm curious what would have ensued. Like, I feel like they are interested in him from the get-go, and then it kind of fizzles, but then he plays it off like it fizzled because I put an end to it, when I'm like, really?
they just kind of took interest in someone else.
Yeah, like, there kind of wasn't a vibe, and he almost is like using it as like, well, see, I chose you, but it's like, had the vibes continued,
Right.
Yeah.
Who knows?
who knows?
Yeah. I personally just loved that Kai got called the most boring in the house during the Truth or Dare game.
Funny.
I was like, ew, that's so accurate. And like, I feel like I also, did you hear the comment of Kai talking about how he's never done laundry?
What?
Did you hear that?
Wait, no.
He was like, I don't know how to do it like my mom always says, or something like that. I was like, this man is
Sickening.
so icky for that. I'm so anti-Kai right now because of like all of these added up things.
Sheesh. You would
But
think a teacher would know better.
Literally.
Right? Youth of America. I
But
mean,
I'm kind of-
UK. My bad.
My bad.
But I'm kind of like living for Tanyelle right now, and she was so snooze fest to me in the beginning of the season. But
Really? Why?
yeah, she like kind of went off on Kai in a very, I don't know, and I don't even know. I just feel like and what she was like saying to also, I think, Lana or someone else, just like of being like they want to get a rise out of us, like seeing us get upset by them entertaining bombshells, but like I don't know.
I think she's an incredibly secure person.
Yes.
Like, she does not have a scarcity complex
Yeah.
around men and male attention at all. So she's like, you're going to go do that? It's honestly put me off you.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like kind of exactly what people say on TikTok all the time of like, when someone does wrong by you, instead of being hurt, become less interested. But like, I think she's actually like totally living it, where she's like, okay, you want to talk to her? That makes me less attracted in you. And like, if you really want this to work, you're going to really have to cover some ground. But I'm not bothered because like, I know I'm hot and I know what I bring to the table. And like, someone else is going to see that, whether it's you or the next bomb.
Yeah.
Like, but do your thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like you showed me your true colors and I can't be arsed about it.
Good on her. Good on
Yeah.
her. Should we talk about Tom?
Messy Tom.
I don't know. It's hard to like fully get in the world of Love Island and like know that that's how the game goes, and like you're supposed to say or share everything, and like nothing can really be a secret, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause, like
Yeah.
part of me is like, I don't know, he's not that whack for like
Right.
do it, but then also it's like, okay, but in Love Island like world, like he's being pretty messy, just like going around like all these things. And I also hate, so with the kiss with Ellie,
Up on the terrace.
that's where I was like so
Secret
torn, because
kiss.
I was like it's not that crazy,
Right.
but I hated how he took literally zero accountability at all, and just like kept being like, she came on to me, which like, yeah, she's a big flirt, but like takes two to tango, dude.
Takes two to tango.
And like the fact that like Liv kind of gave him an out of like, do you want to tell me about the terrace? Like,
Right.
I don't know.
She primed him for it.
She
and he
primed him
lied.
for it. What did you guys think of the Zara going off on Tom thing though?
Like when she went up to him in front of all the boys.
In front
and
of all
was
the
like,
boys. I like just watched that literally right before we started recording. So what did you think?
I think it was a little like, I think her being upset with him and wanting to have a conversation, so valid. So valid. I think the way she did it was so dramatic and just
Immature.
like immature.
I was like, you look young
Yes.
and like kooky, and like I've been a Zara apologist from the beginning. And
apologist.
What? What does that mean?
like
Like you're for or anti?
for
For.
apologist. Like I'm like trying to see Zara's side on everything.
Oh, okay.
And after she like basically wanted to tell Liv about the kiss, it was so from a place of like, I know she was saying girl power, but I was like, you just want to say like,
See?
is this your man?
Yeah.
Like type thing, and like kind of rub it in. And then like how she handled the Tom thing, I was like, Tanya told you before she
Yeah.
said the tea about the kiss. She was like, don't say this to anyone. Like it needs to come from Ellie. Like
Right.
we don't want to blow it up. And it was like this whole dramatic thing that went
Yeah.
down could have been handled so much differently if people had just gone to the sources, and like Ellie told Liv, and like Will spoke to Tom and was like, this is gonna come out, you
Right,
need to like
right.
get ahead of this, and not even get ahead of it, but just like, okay, this is your reminder, like you gotta go
Acknowledge.
tell people,
Right.
like you gotta tell the girls that you're interested in that you've done this. Like the whole thing just blew up so out of proportion, which I think is why Tom was so defensive. I'm not
So defensive.
I'm
yeah.
not, you know, I think he needed to take some accountability for it, but I think that's why he was so defensive, because it just like blew up kind
It
of
did.
for what. But I did not like how Zara handled I thought she handled all of that so immaturely.
I think she gets a little too like on her bad bitch energy,
Yeah.
that she just wanted to like
Pop off.
chirp at him and pop off, but it just like didn't hit. Like had she come from more of a place of like, this really hurt me and like,
Right.
I thought this was wrong because of XYZ, I think he would have been so much more receptive, because I think he just felt so in the hot seat, and then it was
Right.
coming at him from all
every
angles.
angle.
Part of me has to wonder,
Mm-hmm.
how much of the producers do you think like play a role in this? Like part of me wonders, like maybe they were like, Ellie, you have to at least tell someone
Yeah.
that you kiss him, and she's like, okay,
Yeah, 'cause
fingers
what in
crossed.
the
I told
world
Will.
like
Right.
confessional.
Right. But I think maybe
Did she
didn't feel
pull
close to the
Will for a
girls.
chat and
Yeah,
just told him?
Yeah, and
Did
I'm
they
like,
have any type of friendship before?
I think they, general chatty friendship. But I think she obviously was like, I can't tell the girls because they'll just tell Liv right away.
Mm-hmm.
I either need to get this off my chest, which I don't think she was like that pressed where she'd be like, I need to get this off my chest. I feel like they made her say something.
I don't even think she really thought it was that big of a deal.
But I feel like what pissed her off the most was just that Tom behind her back said to Liv, I don't see Ellie in that way. It's more of a friend thing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he was keeping the kiss a secret. And so
Yeah.
it's just like, I think that's just a dagger where you're like, oh, really?
Sure.
That's what you're saying about me.
Yeah.
But he's also still entertaining Liv.
Yeah.
And he's still entertaining Sammy.
And I think Liv is such a simp for Tom.
She is down bad for Tom.
Literally, as they were like getting ready for bed after like the whole blow up, she was like, "And I still like the guy." Like, I was like, "Fair enough." Like,
Right.
been there.
I just don't think he's cute. And then all the messy behavior, I'm like,
He's
get
got no
real.
loyalties to anyone.
He's got
He's
no
like,
loyalties.
That clear.
he literally but that's the thing, he just doesn't get it. And like Ellie said that to him too. She was like, it's not about having loyalties because someone's your boyfriend or your girlfriend in the villa. It's about being a decent human being and recognizing that you got to live with all these people and people's feelings are at play. And
Yeah.
like that just like doesn't click for
Doesn't
Tom.
click with him.
But which is weird because in the beginning I feel like he was giving nice guy vibes.
Mm-hmm.
He's giving passive guy vibes to me.
Yeah,
Where
not
he'd-
stick his neck out.
He's not sticking his neck out for anything. Like where I am, he's still pretty adamant that Zara's the one he wants to go for, even though some people are starting to hint like we think Liv is more your speed
Yeah.
and whatever, but he won't say to either girl what's it gonna be. He
Right.
essentially tells Liv, yeah, I see Zara more on the outside, but like I'm not gonna stop you from continuing to simp over me. But then essentially just gives her breadcrumbs, like still has conversations with her and makes her feel somewhat validated, but all at the same stroke is like, I'm not interested in you.
Yeah.
So what's it gonna be, Tom? Do you actually like Liv, or do you just like the attention from both? And I know that both of you told me kind of what happens later, and that makes sense, but like stick your neck out. Like if you don't
Make a
like
decision.
someone, tell them. And if you want to get to know two people, then tell those two people that you're gonna get to know both of them.
Yeah. And on the same like note of him not taking accountability, I also hated how he was like so like thinking Zara was being dramatic. Again, Zara apologized. Thinking she was being dramatic for like the truth or dare game where
that
he
was
had
so
to
bad.
pick someone's pick a girl for their personality, one for their body, and one for the face to make like your dream girl. And if you're coupled up with someone and he picks you, I think body is probably the worst one you could get.
Yeah, I think I could see what he was probably trying to do was not pick either for personality, because then you're essentially saying I like this one more. If he's trying to keep both,
I literally
in-
don't even think he put that much thought into it.
No, I
Really?
think he just rattled them off.
He was so quick to answer. He was like Liv face, Zara body, Lana personality. And like he was just so kind of dismissive when Zara was like, you do get that is literally so offensive. Like I'm just like an ass to you. Like so I just think he just doesn't really think that much in the air. But
I'm anticipating a late stage crumble of Tanya and Shaq.
really.
This to me is what always happens. There's every season there's a strong couple hot out the gate that like everything's a little too good.
Andrew and Tasha.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a late stage crumble. Jake and Liberty the season before, it's like everything's going well. They're vibing, they're hitting it off, they're not turning their heads. It might not even be Casa Amor, but it gets to like the last 2 weeks where you're actually starting to like
A Love
get
Island life crisis.
Yes, and you start to get stressed out where you're like, okay, well the villa's wrapping up here and we
Yeah.
got to go to real life. Like, do I actually see you as someone I want to be with? And then I think like you either
I don't even think it's that. I think it's, did I make the most out of Love Island?
Right.
And did I like flirt with the most birds and like all that shit?
Did I get the most out of
I
my
think
experience
that's
in
what
here?
it really is
Yeah.
the like, oh my gosh, I wasn't crazy enough.
right.
Well, and they probably think that because they're like, well, I don't really think I'll date this person on the outside.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
True.
And then I think you have to debate. Like, I think then that's when you get a little gameplay of it all. You're like, do I force it and stick it out to the end to be in the final and to be one of those couples that gets sponsored and makes it, or just to break up a couple months later? Or do I, like, honor what I'm feeling and blow it up? And I feel like they're both genuine people. And if they start feeling that way,
Yeah.
they're
They're gonna break up.
unravel. But
I
who
wonder.
knows?
I wonder what the test will be like. I think Tanya, if there's someone kind of similar to David and a bit of her in Casa, I could see her turning a little bit. And someone came in. Was it Zara that shot that Shaq? Oh, I'm gonna.
No, Shaq was interested in Zara a little.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I think
I forgot
he
about that.
hasn't really been interested in anyone else
Yeah.
outside of her.
Yeah.
And I could see someone coming in and being like, "Oh, someone's finally giving me attention, and I
Yeah.
too think they're cute." Like,
Right.
I might see this through, and I think that's gonna happen at Casa because he's so deep in the feels with Tanya. It's gonna have to be an like out of sight, out of mind situation for him to like actually pursue it. Or else everyone's going to
Yeah.
be so pissed at him if he's doing it right in front of her.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
True.
And there's always those girls in Casa that come in that have their eye on someone who's like a pretty deeply entrenched
Yep.
couple. Like I can already picture someone's gonna be like, I'm all eyes for Shaq.
Yeah.
And like
Especially when he's spewing all this, I can see I can see myself falling in love with you. Like, what girl doesn't want to just like insert themselves into that narrative? You know what I mean?
Yep. It's a Hail Mary Casa more.
Yeah.
And
Troubles
then
of
he'll come
ruin.
back without the girl. And
And
Tanya
then
will
it
be
will all
happy,
come
and then
out.
it'll be,
Oh god.
here we go.
Since they've been doing the Mad Movies thing, it's like so painful to watch. I hope they don't do it this season.
No, they have to. It's so fun.
It's crazy.
It is so
it's
crazy.
such good drama. Good
It
TV.
is.
It's good TV.
It's good TV.
Yeah, it is.
Kicks off.
But it's almost like so painful to watch. I think
It
I put
is.
myself so into it where I'm like, oh my gosh, just like settle the piece. Like
Pitter patter,
pitter-patter,
heart
pitter-patter.
palps.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
We'll have to see.
That's showbiz, baby.
That's showbiz, baby. Anything else? Oh, maybe we should say who, like, at the moment is our top 4.
Oh.
Like, who's winning, who's second, who's third, who's fourth.
Top 4 people or couples?
Couples. Like, at the moment, who's taking home the bag, who's coming in runner-up and third and fourth.
I'll say Tanya Shaq first.
Mm-hmm.
Lana Ron second. Third,
Jesse and Will.
Jesse
maybe?
and Will. Fourth.
Liv in question mark.
Yeah, Liv in question mark.
I think Liv will be in the final.
But
in
I
some
think Liv will
capacity.
probably be higher than that, though.
Yeah, she might be like.
If she can find the right person,
Yeah.
I could see, like, if Tanya can find someone,
Yeah.
or if, her and Kai, like,
Figure it out.
figure it out, I could see them in fourth.
Yeah.
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 People love an arc. They love a comeback story.
They do.
It's always like the super solid couple gets second.
Yeah.
And then it's like the couple that like had
Everyone
the struggle
loves.
and fought it out. They take
Ugh.
number one.
I can see them.
Well, get the fuck out, big time suffers.
Yep.
Time for us to go outside and
That's our show, folks.
Yeah.
take
go
our troubles
play.
away.
You should listen every Wednesday. Continue to do that on Apple, Spotify, watch on YouTube. If you're watching this, you know. And we'll see you guys next week with another episode. And that's about that.
And showbiz, baby. That's our show.
Love ya.
Love ya. Bye.